Have you ever finished a game session where the mechanics were solid, the roleplay was fun, and the story technically held together, but it still felt kind of thin? Like the campaign has cool pieces, a mystery here, a battle there, but somehow it doesn't cohere into something greater. That's what I call a meaning problem. Not a lore problem, not a pacing problem, a meaning problem. And one of the best ways to fix it, without changing your entire plot, is with symbolism. Now, don't worry, this isn't about academic metaphors or decoding poetry. This is about the quiet, powerful images and motifs that stick with your players. That the kind that appear in the background, but live in their heads forever. Used right, symbolism becomes a narrative glue, binding scenes, characters, and arcs together in a way that makes your world feel bigger, deeper, and more emotionally alive. Let's break it down. A symbol is just something small that means something big. A ring, a flower, a bird, a broken chain, any object, color, gesture, or phrase can become symbolic if it carries repeated emotional weight. It's shorthand for a theme, it's memory fuel, and in D&D, where players are juggling maps, combat rules, in character voices, and snacks, the clearer your symbols are, the more likely they are to land. Let's say your party meets a reoccurring NPC who wears a necklace of carved teeth. The first time, it's just flavor. The second time, another character wears the same necklace. The third time, they find one buried in the ashes of a burned village. Suddenly, your players care. Not because you told them to, but because their brains are desperately trying to connect the dots. That's the power of symbols. They reward attention without demanding it. They work on the players who notice without punishing the ones who don't. And more importantly, they make your campaign feel mythic, even if you didn't plan it that way. Here's something not enough DMs talk about. Symbols exist in time. What that means is a symbol isn't just what it is, it's when it appears and how that moment shapes its meaning. Let's say you introduce a simple thing, a gold coin with a hole in the center. The party sees a beggar with one around their neck. Later, a dying enemy tries to hand them the same coin. Still later, a villain uses that coin to unlock a sealed vault. Finally, the party finds out that coin was once given as a token of absolution by a long-forgotten priesthood. That object never changed, but the player's understanding of it did evolve with each new appearance. That's not just a symbol, that's emotional pacing, and you can reverse it too. Let's say you build up a symbol of purity, a flower maybe, used in rituals, placed on graves, associated with peace. Then one day, your players find that same flower blooming inside the lair of a monster they just slaughtered. Now the flower is no longer comforting, it's complicated, it's provocative, it's a challenge. That's how you make your story grow with your players, by letting the meaning of symbols mature alongside them. And the best part, you don't need to know what it all means when you start. Symbols are forgiving. They don't require lore, they create the lore. Now, let's say you introduce a symbol early in your campaign, maybe a broken sword passed down through generations. At first, it's just a relic. Maybe the party doesn't even think it works or can work. But then it starts showing up in murals, in stories, even in dreams. It becomes a motif for lost hope or unfinished duty. And then, at the moment your players least expect it, it's reforged. The image is transformed. The symbol doesn't just appear, it evolves. When you change a symbol deliberately, you don't just update the plot, you update the emotional truth of the campaign. This is how you make your players feel like something massive has changed, even if you've only moved a prop. A cracked sun motif becomes whole. A withered tree finally blooms. The color red, once a warning, now signals protection. The visual language you've built across sessions lets your players read your world, even if no one in it speaks the words aloud. One of the most powerful tricks you can use as a dungeon master is the symbolic reversal. When something players thought they understood gets flipped. Take a symbol of peace, like a silver bell that tolls before every diplomatic event. It's gentle, safe, reassuring. But then, late in that campaign, that same bell rings right before a massacre. Suddenly, it doesn't mean peace anymore. It means manipulation. Your players reevaluate everything that came before. Every time they heard that bell, the image hasn't changed, but the meaning has inverted, and the emotional impact way bigger than a monologue could have delivered. Symbolic reversals also work brilliantly with NPCs. Let's say an NPC always wears yellow. Bright, cheerful, harmless. Then you reveal they were the villain the whole time. Now yellow, once a lighthearted color, becomes something your players distrust. You didn't tell them to. You didn't say, watch for yellow. You just taught them a symbol and then turned it against them. That's how you create emotional weight without the exposition. This is where it gets juicy. Symbolism isn't just for your world. It's for your characters too. Let's say one player's character always marks enemies with an X. It's their personal sign. Nothing big, maybe a flavor flourish. Then another character starts doing the same thing. And maybe an NPC notices and mistakes them for someone else. And then you start weaving that X into prophecy, rebellion, graffiti, heraldry. Before you know it, a player's habit has become thematic glue across your campaign. Or imagine this. You introduce a flower, say a violet. A bard uses it in a love song. A cleric plants it on a grave. A villain wears it on their lapel. It's the same flower. 3 different meanings. But now your players notice every time it shows up. That's how you build emotional continuity between characters without needing a shared backstory or central plot thread. Symbolism is the glue that lets disparate character arcs resonate together. They might be on different paths, but they're speaking the same symbolic language. And when the violet burns, or blooms, or returns unexpectedly, everyone will feel it. Symbolism in D&D isn't just window dressing. It's not just aesthetic. It's emotional architecture. It's a way to build meaning into your world without stopping the game to explain it. And the best part, you don't need to plan it all in advance. You just need to pay attention to what recurs and give it room to breathe. So next time you prep a session, ask yourself, what objects are repeating? What images are quietly showing up again and again? Squirrels. What do your players associate with those things? Because whether they realize it or not, your symbols are already speaking. The question is, what are they saying? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and consider subscribing for more videos on storytelling, world building, and advanced Dungeon Master tools. Dungeon Master. Hey. Until next time, guys, this is James from the Dungeon Puffin. Later.